Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're going to go through my top 3 makeup products for eyes. We're going to talk brow gel, liner, eyeshadow palettes, primer, all the things. And if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into it, go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know some of your favorite eye makeup products, be it palette, liner, whatever. What are your holy grails? Let me know down below. And without further ado, let's get into the chit chat. And we're going to try to do this fast, rapid fire style so we don't sit here all day. Because Lord knows I can sit here all day and talk about makeup. These are going to be in no particular order necessarily. They're just my top 3 favorites in a particular category. And we're going to start with mascara because that's the first thing on my list here. So for mascaras, I have the Maybelline Sky High, what is it called? The Maybelline Sensational Sky High Mascara. I'm totally blanking on the full name of it. I will have it pictured on the screen. That one is definitely one of my favorites that I've discovered this past year. And it got like some kind of hit or miss reviews. Like, I know it went viral on TikTok and people absolutely loved it, but then people over on YouTube did not love it. I personally loved it, and it's not the type of wand that I tend to like. I don't really like this plastic flexible type of wands. But the length and volume that mascara gave me was amazing. Also, yes, there is a little dog in my lap, so if you see me fumbling around down here, it is a pumpkin. She is helping me film today. Next would be the Essence Lash Princess. This is like a $3 mascara at Ulta, CVS, anywhere Essence is sold. Do I even need to tell you how great this mascara is? I think we all know it's one of those that is just kind of legendary at this point. Fantastic mascara, will not disappoint you. It'll make you never buy another high-end mascara again because this one is so good and it's $3. And I do have actually one high-end mascara that I'm going to talk about because it was basically the only high-end mascara that I haven't found anything comparable to at the drugstore or it's one that I can justify spending the price point for because to me there's nothing like it. High-end or drugstore. This is a really cool mascara and I don't know, there's something about it I really love and haven't found anything that performs quite like it, and that is the Superhero Mascara from IT Cosmetics. I love this one. This is one I dug out of my empties because I've used it up, but man, this is such a good volumizing, lengthening, just thick, full lashes. So buildable. Like, oh, I love it so much. It is definitely one of my absolute favorites and will happily repurchase it even at the high-end price point because to me nothing has compared to it. That being said, of course, drugstore has amazing mascaras, as in the Maybelline. Pretty much Maybelline kills it with mascara. e.l.f. has actually done some good ones lately, or a good one lately, but Essence Lash Princess, make sure you get the one with the mint green. They are not all created equal. Okay, next thing is eyeliner pencils. Now, I haven't fell in love with a lot of drugstore pencil eyeliners, which is weird because I buy a lot of them to trying to find that holy grail one. Just haven't, and I just really haven't found a drugstore pencil liner that has truly impressed me. But I do have some high-end ones that I really enjoy. First I want to talk about is the Marc Jacobs highliners. I don't know where you can purchase these at the moment because Marc Jacobs is kind of going through some things. I think they're like rebranding and have a new manufacturer or something. So I don't know if you'll be able to get these and in the same formula. Sephora still may have them floating around on their website as well as the Marc Jacobs website. But yeah, I got a hold of these because they went on clearance after hearing so many good things about them. And yeah, they are worth the hype. These are so, so good. I love the shade Brownie, and I also have Blacker. I reach for these every time I've done liner since I got them. And they are so long wearing, pretty transfer resistant. That's one of the biggest problems I have is transfer, or my eyes get quite irritated with liners. These have done great for me, and I just really, really like them. They're very creamy. They go on easily. They have great pigmentation. So yeah, I've been really impressed with them. I have a few other shades as well. Love them to pieces. Next is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. I am in love with this one. The formula on this eyeliner has to be one of my absolute favorites. It is so long wearing and budge proof, yet easy to apply, and it's just so good. It doesn't irritate my eye too terribly bad. It does give me a little, just a hair of irritation, I think, but that's also probably because it's so long wearing and I struggle to get it removed. But anyways, this is the Pillow Talk eyeliner, and it is a blendable and long-lasting liner. I don't know if this is the same formula as her other liners, but there's something very magical about this formula to me. It is just budge proof, beautiful. It goes on so easy. I love the color. It is a gorgeous deep burgundy. Oh, I love it. It is definitely one of my favorite eyeliners, and if her other liners are the same formula as this, I would gladly buy them. Like the black and the brown, just to have some basics, because I just really was impressed with the formula of that. And lastly, for eyeliner, pencil liner anyways, is the Lancome 24-hour Drama liquid pencil. I have it in the shade Metropolitan Green, which is a matte. This is one of the most creamy, just gorgeous formulas I have ever used. It is just, I can't even describe it. It's so silky. It blends beautifully. It wears so well. It definitely is like the #1 as far as formula goes out of every eyeliner I've tried. I am so impressed with these. And yeah, it's a Lancome price point, but I think the wear time I get out of this and the ease of application, it just is the liner that I've been looking for. So I'm looking forward to picking this up in some more colors, because I'm so in love with the Metropolitan Green, and the green shade is just, I mean, stunning. It is a deep, almost black and teal green. It is, or like a cool tone emerald. It is so pretty, and it wears beautifully in the waterline. It doesn't fade, it doesn't smudge, it locks into place, but you still have a good bit of playtime with it and blendability. But then once it's on, it is on and it is locked in, and it is not going nowhere. I think it has to be one of the most impressive eyeliners I've ever used, and I want all the shades. Now, I think they just revamped their eyeliner range, because I remember them being on clearance last spring. Their original, or the previous edition of pencil liners, they had them all on clearance, and they brought out these liquid pencils, and my god, they are just so pigmented. These are just phenomenal pencils. Moving on to eyeshadow palettes. Again, no particular order here. We have Naked Honey. I think we all know how much I love Urban Decay Naked Honey. I've talked about this palette so much, raved about it. You can get this on sale these days, and I highly recommend it, especially if you love honey colors. This one is just hands down a gorgeous palette. I can get everyday looks from it. I can do glam looks with it. It has just been a dream, and I've done so many looks with this guy. I've traveled with it. It is just a palette that I absolutely love, and it's a color story I really enjoy. I'm a huge fan of these nice honey tones. I love the way they look on the eye, especially if you have blue eyes. Oh my goodness, they look gorgeous with blue eyes. And it's just such a good palette. Such a good palette. I'll link my playlist down below of looks I've done with this palette, because it is just a favorite. And it's not just because it's honey themed, and I love anything being honey themed. The colors and the quality of this palette, I think this has to be the best quality that Urban Decay has done thus far on any of their naked palettes. It is just a gorgeous formula they used within this particular one that the others haven't quite compared to. This one is just, it's so good. So good. I'm very impressed with it. Next is Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. This, another palette you know that I love and have used so much on my channel here and just in my day-to-day life. I love these colors so much. This is the high-end grunge girl dream right here. And yeah, it's expensive, but to me it's worth every cent. The cream to powder formula I am in love with. I love all these shades, these, especially this green down here, Jubilee. I just did a look the other day with it, and oh, is such a good green. And then these blues are stunning. I've also done a look with those. Just everything about this palette makes me so happy. This shade up here, this Shifty Duochrome, oh, I want to roll around in this palette. It is everything. And I'm just absolutely in love with it. You can kind of see a theme with my eyeshadow palette choices that are my favorites. I definitely like the grungy, dirty colors and just kind of off the beaten path neutrals. That's really my go-to. And lastly, for eyeshadows, is going to be the Vive Essential palette. This is the first one that came out, and it is these more modern take on neutral eyeshadows. They are unique, they're different, they're definitely kind of off the beaten path. You have this gorgeous, gorgeous coral shade right here, or peachy shade, Cozy. I've used this as blush. It is so pretty as blush, and on the eye, you can do this gorgeous monochromatic vibe with it. Chow, a gorgeous honey color right here. You have Buff, which is a very yellow brown. I love a yellow brown like that. And then you have a nice warm brown. You got a cool tone brown, a black, and 3 beautiful shimmers, and then a nice brow bone type shade for me. I love this one so much. These are my kind of everyday colors right here. And this has been my go-to day-to-day palette so far, and I'm just so tickled with it. The quality is outstanding. It rivals Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona easy. Like, the quality is fantastic on this palette, and the price point is a lot, well, not a lot less, but it's a bit more affordable than Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona, but the quality is so good, and I think just the presentation, everything about Vive on a whole has been beautiful, but I think the presentation of the palette is just so chic and gorgeous and just elegant, but still just a little bit edgy. It feels very modern with a touch of just some classic timelessness. To me, it's a very, I don't know, there's something really unique about this palette, and I fell in love with it from the moment it got into my hands, and it has just been a go-to. These 3 really are like in my constant rotation as far as day-to-day palettes go. I really like kind of fall colors year-round, kind of grungy glam makeup and weird off the beaten path neutrals. So let's move on to eyebrows. I'm kind of obsessed with eyebrows. It has been a obsession of mine since I was 13 and got my brows waxed for the first time, and then got a hold of tweezers and plucked them all out and had to draw them back on. And I have kind of been obsessed with my eyebrows ever since, and grooming them and growing them in and trying to get them look as full and as fluffy as possible on my pretty sparse yet big brows. I have strange eyebrows, but I have 3 products that I absolutely love to use to fill my brows in. The first is super affordable. This is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I go for I think the second to deepest brown shade. It is so fast, so easy. It is not a super precise pencil or anything, but it just fills them in nice. I like the color of their pencils. I think they're really good. And this one you can kind of blend and fill in, and it's just a very quick, easy pencil. And especially if you don't have to do a whole lot to your brows but just need to fill in some gaps, this one is great for that. But you're not going to get like super precision with it. But I really like this pencil, and it's like $2. Next is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I think I get this in the darkest shade or the second to darkest shade. I think I have neutral brown right now. But this one is definitely another holy grail favorite, especially if I'm wanting the very fine hair-like stroke, more precision filling in my brows type of thing. This is the one I go for. Again, very affordable, and it's just an easy brow pencil, and I love it. And I mean, it to me beats the heck out of Brow Wiz or any other micro pencil that I've used, especially at the price point. You really cannot beat it. It is so affordable. I mean, e.l.f. has done a fantastic job with their brow products, so there's to me, no reason to spend more than $5 on a brow product, except for this one thing right here from NYX, and this is the NYX Lift and Snatch. This is an irreplaceable product to me. This is the most affordable and best performing type of product like this, where you can get those microbladed hair-like strokes in your brow. This is basically liquid eyeliner, but for your brows, and it is a very softly pigmented liquid, and it has a very fine tip brush, and you can just flick in little brow strokes, and it is just a game changer, especially towards the front of the brow where I have a lot of sparseness and unevenness. This changed the game for me. I love this so much, and it just makes my brows look so much more natural and not so chunky filled in between, especially with the Precise brow pencil to get a little bit more of a fill going on. These three have just been my go-tos for, well, since the Lift and Snatch came out, but for years I have used these and have always liked the way my brows come out with these products. All right, and for brow gel, that's another very weird obsession I have, is brow gels. I don't like mini. I want something with super firm hold where my brow hairs are going to stay in place and they are not going to budge, and I like a laminated looking brow that's very fluffy and bushy and just in place, not going to budge. I have very stubborn brow hairs. The 10 brow hairs I have like to go all over the place. First one I want to talk about is the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. This is the strongest brow gel I've ever used. It does make your brows feel a little crunchy. I don't mind that at all. I just don't want them moving. And you can laminate your brows with this and kind of push them down and have that look, or you can just fill them in and kind of shape them. And it's just truly like a thin gel, and you can get a lot of versatility out of this if you just want to, run it through to hold them in place, or you want to kind of have them more pushed up and laminated. You can do that with this as well. It is a really good, versatile brow gel, and they're not going to go nowhere. To me, it's worth the price point because it is. I have not found a brow gel that has performed like this, and I've tried quite a few. This one is just special, it's unique, and it's just fantastic. Nothing has compared to it as far as brow gels go. Thank you, Donna, for introducing me to this amazing product. I've gone through a mini and am working through this full-size one pretty fast. All right, and next for brows. This, I don't know, I believe you can still get at some Targets, and you can get it online, and you can get it from the e.l.f. website, but this is the e.l.f. Electric Mood X Tauve Low Brow Pomade. I think they called it a pomade. It's soap brows is what it is. It is a solid wax in here, and you wet it with a setting spray or water, or wet your spoolie, and you can really just lock your brows in, and they don't feel sticky or tacky or anything like that, but they're locked in place, but it doesn't have that super waxy feel either. This is a freaking great brow gel or brow product. Like, my hairs don't move, they look perfect when I use this, and it was so affordable. It works so good. I hope that they make this permanent or bring it back, because it's just it's amazing, and I've used it a lot and have barely made a dent, so at least there's that. But it is essentially, a soap brows in a little container, and it dries down in your brows so they don't move on you throughout the day. They stay in place, and it sets, but it doesn't feel like anything really in your brows. But you can really laminate them down and get that look if that's what you like. And I love a laminated brow, so this has just been such a good product. And lastly, Pear Soap. I'm a fan of the soap brow and the laminated brow, as I've said. Pear Soap is just kind of a classic go-to for that. This is a bar soap that is, I think, mostly glycerin, I believe. A glycerin soap. It smells nice. And you can find it at Dollar Tree for $1. And this will give you the most perfect soap brows. Like, there's something to the Pear Soap. I've tried other soaps. Nah, you gotta use the Pear Soap. These two are basically the same thing, and it's just so good. It's so good. I've been using this one quite a bit. It lives in my little drawer right here, and it gets a little nasty looking from your brow product and stuff, but it's soap. It's easy to go rinse off and clean. But yeah, I can't recommend using Pear soap enough. If you like a good laminated soap brow and have $1, go to Dollar Tree and get you a bar of this. You can thank me later. You'll also need a spoolie. You can probably find that at Dollar Tree too. Okay, so eye primers. I have the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish eyeshadow primer. This one, this I think is a mini. This lasted me so long. And I hope they still make this. I'm pretty sure they do. This is one of the best eye primers I have ever used. Ever used. Your eyeshadow will not go anywhere. It is so, so good, and I do think worth the high-end or higher-end price point because it is. If you have trouble with eyeshadow creasing and nothing seems to work for you, try the Smashbox one. This is just on another level good. I haven't found anything that is a dupe of it in texture or formula. Like, I know the packaging looks a lot like the Milani one, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but the formula is totally different. It's not like Primer Potion or anything else. It doesn't make my lids look dry or crepey, which is another issue I have with some eye primers. This one is just, it's perfect. I loved it so much, and is on my list to buy a new one. Going back to the drugstore, Milani. You can't beat the Milani eyeshadow primer as far as the drugstore goes. This is a fantastic eye primer. It's very much akin to Primer Potion, a little bit like the Smashbox, but not quite. It is so good, and a tube of this will last you so long because you need the tiniest amount. And you use just very little. If you use too much, you will get creasing. Just the tiniest bit on the lids, no creasing. Your eyeshadow will look beautiful, wear all day. It is definitely a really, really good eye primer to check out if you're needing something a little more affordable and don't want to splurge on the Smashbox or the Urban Decay ones or anything like that. This one gets the job done, and it is a fantastic price point and product, and again, will last you forever. And lastly, for eye primers, I'm going to talk about the Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer. This one is much more kind of akin to a MAC paint pot type of product, but in stick form. I believe this one that I have, it is in Persuade. I want to say it is a dupe of Painterly Paint Pot. And I have been using this for about a year now and have just loved it. No creasing, it cancels out everything on my lids, so I don't have to go with concealer and eye primer. It does all the things I need it to do, and it is, again, such a small amount of product you need. I don't even go in with the pencil itself. I take a little paddle brush, like a little concealer brush, pat it on there, and then put it onto my eyes so I don't waste product and use too much. And you can go in without setting it down or anything with your eyeshadow and have the most vibrant, beautiful, blended eyeshadow. No problem, no skippiness, nothing. It is the perfect base where it is just vaguely tacky to where it grips onto the product and gives you the full impact of pigmentation while it is, you can still blend so easily over top, and if anything, it makes blending somehow easier and you have a little bit more control with your eyeshadow. And I highly recommend this. It comes in a variety of shades and finishes, and I think it is around the $20 price point, but it's so good, and again, will last you so long. Alright, and liquid eyeliners, which I should have talked about after pencil liners, but I didn't. I'm going down the order of my list here. Let's talk about the high-end one first, and that is the KVD Tattoo Liner. I have a mini of it right now, and this was the first liquid liner that I used that I truly enjoyed and was able to get a wing with and didn't have it bleeding and going all over the place and making a mess. It wore a super long time, and it's easy to use, and it's just been a staple in my makeup rotation or repertoire or collection always, because it's just a good classic liquid liner. And the reason I'm including this one is because I have used it for so long and have not been let down by it. And I do believe there are some better ones at the drugstore these days, but this one's still just kind of a classic and one I've always enjoyed and have always had just on hand whether it be a full size or a mini. They just kind of stay in my collection and get used. So I have to mention the tattoo liner from KVD because it does wear a really long time and is a great liquid liner. A comparable one would be the Fenty Fly Liner as well. But moving over to the drugstore, drugstore is where it's at with the liquid liners. First is the Breakup Proof from Wet n Wild. This one is pretty much a dupe of the Kat Von D or the KVD Beauty one. It's black, it's matte, it wears a long time, it doesn't flake off, it doesn't bleed on you. It is a really, really nice liner. It has a nice brush tip. Yeah, it is just a really good liquid liner, and again, very, very affordable. Definitely one I would recommend. It claims to be waterproof. I don't think it's necessarily waterproof, but it is very water resistant. And if you have water guys, this is a good one to look at because it will kind of help. It will kind of hang out a little longer than where some liquid liners will just completely be gone at the end of the day. This is one that I can reach for and trust to stay around on my eyes and work really well for me and get a nice wing with or hide a lash band. It's a good staple one and it is very affordable. But my number one favorite liquid liner is the L'Oreal Flash Cat Eye by Infallible. This one is incredibly long wearing. It is matte. It has the best little brush tip applicator on here. And you can get the finest, thinnest line, the most perfect wings, and it will wear so well, last so long, won't bleed or anything like that. It is everything I want in a liquid liner, and honestly, I could do without all other liquid liners and just have this one. But I wanted to round it out and tell you about 3 that I do like. And again, it's a fairly affordable price point from L'Oreal, so it's on the upper end of drugstore, but not gonna break the bank. Kind if you're buying drugstore, you can always get a deal, a buy one, get one, or coupon or something like that. Never pay full price for drugstore products. That's kind of my slogan. So that is my top 3 in all the eye makeup product categories. Sorry if I was a little rambly. I tried to be kind of rapid fire with it and go through them pretty quick, but yeah, those are my top 3 for eye products. Let me know down below, have you used any of these products? Do you like them? What are some of your top 3s? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.